Let me ask you a question. When the storm hits, when everything inside you screams to quit, what do? Do you fold under pressure, or do you stand tall like a tree rooted by a river? You see, resilience is not just about enduring hardship. It's about how you respond when life's darkest nights try to snuff out your light. The Bible says in James 1:12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life." This crown is not given to the faint-hearted or the casual dreamer. It's reserved for those who refuse to let failure define them, for those who rise each time they fall, stronger, wiser, and more determined. Resilience is not something you stumble into by accident. It is not a mysterious gift handed out to the lucky few who happen to be born under the right star or raised in the right circumstances. No, resilience is a choice, a deliberate act of the will that separates those who endure from those who surrender. You see, every single day you are faced with a decision. Will you give in to the pressure, or will you rise above it? Will you become a victim of your circumstances, or will you become the victor in your story? Imagine the mighty oak tree. It doesn't become strong because the wind blows gently. It stands tall because the wind howls and tests its branches. It is not by chance that the tree withstands the storms. It chooses to hold firm, to stretch its roots deep into the earth where the waters of life flow. The roots do not just wait passively for nutrients to come to them. They actively reach and dig deeper, grabbing hold of what sustains them. This is the essence of resilience. It's the intentional effort to anchor yourself deeply when everything around you screams for you to let go. You must understand, resilience is cultivated through action. It is forged in the fires of perseverance, tempered by the refusal to quit, and sharpened by a mindset that refuses to accept defeat. It is the difference between a shipwrecked sailor who gives up in the ocean and one who fights the waves, clings to the debris, and swims toward the shore. Neither is born with a special gene for endurance. Both have to choose whether to keep fighting or to let go and drown. Let me be clear, you cannot wait until you feel strong to choose resilience. Feelings are fickle. They come and go like the wind. Resilience is not born out of emotion, it is born out of decision. It's a covenant you make with yourself to persist, even when your spirit is weak, even when the body is exhausted, and even when the world tells you the fight is over. The greatest champions in history, whether on the battlefield, in business, or in life, did not succeed because they never failed. They succeeded because they made the conscious decision to stand up one more time than they fell. Look at the caterpillar. It does not choose the easy path. It endures a painful transformation, being confined within a cocoon, vulnerable and unseen. It could have given up, but it did not. It chose to endure the discomfort, knowing that its resilience would lead to its greatest destiny, flight. What if the caterpillar had given in to the discomfort and quit? The world would have been deprived of the butterfly's beauty and freedom. Your resilience is your cocoon. It's your transformation process. Choose it even when it is painful. Resilience is also a mindset that requires rejecting the lies that life throws at you. The world will tell you you're not strong enough, you don't have what it takes, or give up now, this is too hard. These voices are the enemy of your resilience. Your job is to silence them with truth. The truth that your Creator has equipped you with everything you need to overcome. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, crafted to thrive in adversity, designed to rise like the dawn after the darkest night. The question is, will you decide today to refuse to be broken? Will you commit to the discipline of resilience? The daily choice to fight through fatigue, discouragement, and doubt? The choice to keep watering your dream even when the harvest seems distant? The choice to hold on when everything inside you screams to let go? You don't wait for the perfect moment. You create it by the very act of standing firm. This is the best advice I can give you on resilience. It is not a matter of chance, but a matter of choice. The battle is not always won by the strongest or the fastest, but by the one who decides they will not be defeated. Stand firm, dig your roots deep, choose to endure. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Your identity is the foundation on which your resilience is built. It is the unshakable bedrock that either holds you steady or allows you to crumble in the face of adversity. Many people live their entire lives buffeted by the winds of circumstance because they have never truly discovered who they are at their core. They look to achievements, relationships, titles, or possessions to define their value. But all these things are as fragile as glass in a storm. When those external factors fail or fall away, their confidence dissolves, and so does their will to persist. But there is a deeper truth, a truth that cannot be taken away by failure, criticism, or rejection. You are not defined by what you do or what has happened to you. You are defined by who created you. When you grasp that your identity is anchored in something eternal, something divine, then no trial, no setback, no disappointment can dislodge you. This is the mindset of resilience, knowing who you are so profoundly that even the fiercest storm cannot wash away your foundation. Think about the rock that sits unmoved in the middle of a raging river. The water pounds against it relentlessly, but the rock does not lose its shape or its position because it knows itself. It is not defined by the current or the waves. It stands firm because it understands its own nature. So must you stand firm in your identity. Your value and strength come not from the applause of the crowd, but from the whisper of your Maker declaring, "You are mine. You are fearfully and wonderfully made." Look at the story of Esther. She was a young woman living in exile, far from her homeland and her people. At any moment, she could have decided she was insignificant, just a pawn in a foreign land. But when she embraced her identity as a queen chosen for a divine purpose, she found courage to face her king and save her people. She didn't rely on her status alone. She relied on who she was in the eyes of God. That identity gave her strength to persist against unimaginable odds. Many of us allow our mistakes, our past failures, or the opinions of others to shape how we see ourselves, but that is a dangerous trap. It's like a prisoner who defines himself by his chains instead of the freedom waiting for him beyond the bars. True resilience is born when you break free from the prison of false identities and step into the truth of who you really are. You must reject the labels the world gives you and embrace the name your Creator has called you. There is power in this truth, the power to withstand criticism without losing your self-worth, the power to rise when others doubt you, the power to persist when everything within you wants to quit. Your identity is the fire that fuels your endurance. It is the unyielding confidence that you are designed not for defeat, but for triumph. I want you to ask yourself, when life hits hard, what do you cling to? What do you say to yourself in the quiet moments when no one else is watching? If your answer comes from anything less than your divine identity, you will find yourself slipping. But if you declare with conviction, "I am a child of the Most High, created with intention and power," then no force on earth can stop you. This is the secret that turns ordinary people into extraordinary conquerors. Not because they never faced hardship, but because they knew who they were when hardship came. Let your identity be your shield and your sword. Stand in it boldly, defend it fiercely, and watch how it transforms every setback into a stepping stone. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the divine instructor sent to shape you, not to shatter you. Many people run from pain as if it were a curse, something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth is, pain is a part of the refining process that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary leaders. It is the forge where your character is tested and strengthened. Without pain, you would never know the depth of your own strength or the height of your potential. Consider the blacksmith. He does not avoid the fire. He places the raw metal into the flames precisely because he knows that heat will transform it. The pain of the fire is necessary to mold the metal into something useful, something powerful. So it is with your life. When you encounter suffering, heartbreak, or failure, you are being placed in the furnace of growth. It is painful, yes, but it is purposeful. Look at the life of Nelson Mandela. 27 years behind bars, imprisoned, isolated, stripped of freedom. That pain could have destroyed him, could have left him bitter and broken. But instead, Mandela allowed the pain to teach him endurance, patience, and forgiveness. He emerged not as a victim, but as a visionary leader who changed the course of a nation. Pain was not his prison, it was his preparation. You see, pain carries a message. It speaks to you about your need to change, to grow, to awaken to a new level of strength. It reveals weaknesses, yes, but it also reveals resilience that you never knew you had. The moment you stop running from your pain and start listening to its lessons, you move from surviving to thriving. Many people see pain as a permanent prison cell, locking them away from joy and success. But pain is never meant to be a permanent condition. It is a temporary season designed to shape you for what lies ahead. Like the phoenix rising from the ashes, your pain can become the catalyst for your greatest transformation. The moment you embrace this truth, you begin to rise. There is a deep biblical truth here, echoed in the life of Joseph. Sold into slavery, betrayed by his brothers, forgotten in prison, Joseph's pain was immense. Yet, it was through these trials that God positioned him to become the Savior of nations. Pain was not the end of Joseph's story. It was the beginning of his glory. The pain prepared him for his destiny. I want you to understand this. The wounds you carry are not just scars. They are badges of honor that testify to your resilience. They prove you have faced the storm and have not been swept away. They show you have endured the fire and have come out refined. Do not despise your pain. Do not hide it. Let it be the source of your strength, the fuel for your perseverance. Ask yourself, are you willing to endure the pain necessary for your transformation? Are you willing to trust that what hurts you now will one day heal and help you lead others? The moment you say yes to this, you unlock a power within that no circumstance can steal. Pain is not a prison, it is a passageway. Walk through it with faith, with courage, and with the confidence that on the other side lies the breakthrough you have been waiting for. Vision is the invisible force that propels you forward when the path is dark, when every step feels uncertain, and when the weight of the world threatens to crush your spirit. Without vision, you are like a ship lost at sea, tossed by waves with no compass, no destination, no hope of safe harbor. Vision is not just a dream or a wish, it is a divine revelation, a clear picture of the future that God plants in your heart to pull you beyond your present circumstances. Think about the ant. It is small and seemingly insignificant, but it labors with relentless focus because it has a vision of the colony it serves. Each grain of sand it carries is a step toward a larger goal that gives meaning to its struggle. You too must see beyond today's hardship. You must fix your eyes on the unseen, on what lies ahead, because what you see determines how far you will go. Look at the story of Nehemiah, who stood before the broken walls of Jerusalem and saw a city restored, not just in ruins. That vision ignited a fire in his soul that no opposition could extinguish. When others saw rubble, he saw restoration. When others saw defeat, he saw victory. Vision gave him the courage to rally a people, rebuild walls, and restore hope to a nation. Vision is the fuel that keeps your spirit burning when fatigue tries to snuff out your flame. It is the inner picture that keeps you moving forward even when the world says, give up. When the enemy whispers, it's impossible. Vision shouts, I am coming through. Without this divine foresight, you will settle for less, you will become distracted, and you will allow temporary setbacks to become permanent defeat. But vision requires discipline. It requires that you guard your mind and heart against doubt, negativity, and distractions. You must nurture your vision daily, feed it with faith, water it with persistence, and protect it with determination. Like a gardener tending a rare flower, your vision must be cultivated with care, for it is delicate and precious. Remember the marathon runner who, after miles of pain and exhaustion, looks to the finish line? The finish line may be miles away, but the vision of crossing it keeps the runner's legs moving. Your vision is your finish line. It is the reason you endure, the reason you keep showing up, the reason you refuse to quit. Do not settle for a vague hope or a fleeting wish. Pursue a vision so clear, so powerful, that it compels you to rise every morning with fire in your soul. Let your vision be the force that turns obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into comebacks, and despair into hope. Your attitude is the steering wheel of your life, the invisible force that determines whether you crash in despair or cruise toward victory. It is the single most important factor in resilience, because no matter how many obstacles stand before you, how many storms rage against you, or how many times you are knocked down, your attitude decides if you get back up. You see, life will always test you, but it does not determine your outcome. Your response does. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, who failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. What separated him from those who gave up was not merely intelligence or talent. It was his relentless attitude. When asked about his failures, Edison did not see them as defeats, but as discoveries, stepping stones on the path to success. He declared, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. This attitude fueled his resilience and ultimately changed the world. Your attitude is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate. It is a choice you make every moment. When life pushes you down, will you let bitterness, anger, or self-pity control your heart? Or will you choose hope, faith, and determination? The moment you take responsibility for your attitude, you reclaim your power. You become the master of your destiny, not the victim of your circumstances. Let me ask you this. When adversity strikes, do you look at your situation with eyes of defeat, or do you see it as an opportunity to grow stronger? Do you complain and blame, or do you strategize and move forward? Attitude is the lens through which you see your world. Think about the farmer who plants seeds in rocky soil. The soil may be harsh, but the farmer chooses to nurture the land, water the seeds, and wait patiently. The farmer's attitude of faith and perseverance eventually transforms barren ground into abundant harvest. So too, your attitude can turn your trials into triumphs. if you refuse to give in to despair. The Bible teaches us to rejoice in hope, be patient in tribulation, be constant in prayer. This is not a passive resignation. It is an active, powerful stance that declares, no matter what, I will not be defeated. Your attitude is a weapon. It is a declaration that your spirit is unbreakable. So today I challenge you to examine your attitude. Is it lifting you up or weighing you down? Will it lead you to greatness or keep you in chains? The choice is yours. Choose to see adversity as an invitation to rise. Choose to face your struggles with a heart full of courage and eyes fixed on the promise of victory. Your attitude will determine not just how far you go, but who you become along the way. Resilience is not a passive state. It is an active decision to stand, to fight, to press forward when every fiber of your being screams to quit. It is a daily choice to declare, I will not be defined by my failures. I will not be defeated by my circumstances. To develop resilience, you must cultivate habits of persistence and embrace discipline as your ally. It is easy to be motivated when the sun is shining, when success tastes sweet, but true resilience is forged in the dark nights of the soul when hope feels distant and the road ahead is uncertain. Look at the bamboo tree. For years, it appears that nothing is happening. The seedling barely breaks through the soil. Yet beneath the surface, the bamboo is building a root system so strong and deep that when it finally bursts forth, it can grow over 80 feet in just a few weeks. The lesson is clear. Resilience requires patience and preparation. You may not see immediate results, but your consistent effort is creating a foundation that will support exponential growth when the time comes. The discipline to keep going is not easy. It means showing up when your body wants rest, continuing when your mind whispers doubt. It means saying no to distractions and yes to what will build your strength. It means embracing discomfort because you understand that growth lives outside your comfort zone. The Apostle Paul said, I discipline my body and keep it under control. This is the mindset you must adopt. Resilience is a muscle that must be exercised through consistent action and unwavering faith. Consider the example of a great athlete preparing for competition. They don't train only when they feel like it. They push through fatigue, pain, and discouragement because they know the race is won long before they cross the finish line. Your life is the same arena. You must train your spirit, your mind, and your body daily to endure, to overcome, to persist. This discipline becomes a spiritual weapon. It turns setbacks into setups for comebacks. It transforms temporary defeat into lasting victory. When you cultivate resilience through persistence, you are not just surviving, you are preparing yourself to thrive beyond what you ever imagined. So I challenge you, refuse to be a victim of circumstance. Build your resilience through daily discipline. When the storms come, stand firm. When the road is long, keep walking. The breakthrough you seek is on the other side of persistence. The victory is reserved for those who refuse to quit. Remember, the greatest battles are won not by the strongest or the smartest, but by those who refuse to give up. As we draw this journey to a close, hear this with clarity and conviction. Resilience is not merely enduring hardship. It is the divine art of transforming struggle into strength, failure into wisdom, and pain into power. The world will test you. Your dreams will be challenged. But the mark of greatness is found not in the absence of trials, but in the unwavering refusal to be defeated by them. Stand firm in your vision. Guard your attitude fiercely. Listen to the lessons of your pain. Cultivate discipline like your life depends on it, because it does. When you choose resilience, you choose to rise above every circumstance, to break every chain, and to walk boldly into the destiny God has prepared for you. This is your moment. This is your time. Do not let it slip away. The road ahead will not be easy, but it will be worth it. Keep pressing, keep believing, keep fighting, and one day soon you will look back and see that every setback was a setup for your greatest comeback. Go forth with courage, with strength, and with the unshakable confidence that you are built to win. Good luck on this journey. May it be victorious beyond your wildest dreams. Thank you for allowing me to speak into your life today. God bless you abundantly.